What's up, y'all? I'm in the car again. So I figured while I was in the car driving, we could have a conversation. Let's talk. We're in the car again. Doing what? Getting ready to run errands. Y'all know how I go. So it is Friday. Praise the Lord. I hope everybody made it safely to the end of the week and that you are getting ready for the weekend. I'm in the car, like I said, running errands. We got us a new phone mount, y'all, so you can see me really good. Hopefully not a whole lot of shaking and stuff like that going on. But anyway, in the car, y'all know this is usually the time that I have to think and to talk. So let's talk. This is another episode of Let's Talk. And today I want to talk about insecurities. And not necessarily our own insecurities, but other people's insecurities. And the reason I'm saying that is because I was talking with a friend of mine today, and we were talking about how people will try to project their insecurities off on you. So like when you're in a good place and you're making moves, or at least getting ready to make moves, getting ready to do something that's positive, and you feel like it's going to be life-changing, you always got that one person, might be more than one, but it's always at least one person in your life that's going to be like, girl, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Or even if they do say congratulations or they think it's great, it's followed up with some type of a shady comment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nice, but I just hope, that it goes well for you. I hope that it doesn't backfire. What is that? What is that? I'm so tired of that, y'all. Is anybody, raise your hand if you're tired of it. I know I can't see you, but just wave your hand in the air if you are sick of that. That's insecurities, y'all. That's what that is. Those people are insecure. And they're mad probably because they're not going after their dreams, and they're not being inspired, and they're not doing that thing that they really feel like they should be doing. Like God is giving them ideas and they're not doing anything with them. They're mad about it, they're upset about it, and they're thinking, man, it's either I wish I would have done that, like they wish they would have come up with your idea, or is, man, I really wish I would have done what I was thinking about doing. And at that point, I used to feel really bad about stuff like that. But after a certain amount of time, I started saying no, because you have had opportunities to do what you wanted to do too. Like, you've had time, you've had space, you've had opportunities. Now, why you chose not to go after that is not my business, and I'm not going to judge you for that. Like, maybe you just felt like it wasn't the right time, or you felt like you didn't have the resources that you needed, or something like that. It's all kinds of reasons that people don't do the things that they really desire to do, and I get that. So I'm not judging anyone for that, but what I'm saying is, don't rain on my parade because you don't want to go after your stuff. Like, that does not have anything to do with me. It really does not. It's not my fault. Whether it was a situation of you just not wanting to do it, or life just happened to you where you couldn't do it. I understand both of those things. But what I don't understand is the Shady McShaderson comments. That's and yeah, I said it, Shady McShaderson. That's their name. When people start acting like that, that's their name, Shady McShaderson. And when people start coming like that, I turn off, y'all. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I really turn off. And in those moments I really have to turn to God, and I have to say, Lord, help me. Help me not to treat them the way they have treated me. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's in the Bible. Everybody calls it the golden rule, but it's really the word, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I really wish that more of us would take that into consideration when we say things and when we do things towards people, but especially when we say things. Like, so many times we as people just do not think before we let stuff just spew out of our mouths. It's like the thought is here, I want to say it, and I'm going to say it. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're right. There's nothing I can do about what you want to say and how you want to act. But what you're not going to do is inject that poison into my life. I'm not having it. I spent so many years, you know, as I'm sure many of you have, trying to please people, or at least just trying to keep the heat off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you couldn't please them, you at least just didn't want to feel the heat of how people are. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You just didn't want to deal with the crazy and the foolishness. So it's like, okay, well, I might not be able to get back with you like that, but I at least just don't want to feel the heat. Now, I'm like, bring it. Bring it. I'm not out looking for a fight. I don't look for confrontation. As a matter of fact, confrontation is one of my least favorite things in life to do. I really don't like it. I don't prefer it, but I also don't back away from it, because sometimes people need to understand the impact of their words and their actions. And, you know, just like the word says, blessed are the peacemakers. Just like the word says that, not all the time is making peace or keeping peace going to involve me just not saying something. That's not what that means. Sometimes in order to make peace, you have to put some things out there, and you have to help some people understand that, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. I hear what you're saying, and that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And so we also, you know, we just have to be advocates for ourselves, you know, when it comes to certain people. Now, definitely, Christ is our advocate in everything. But sometimes, you know, we have to tell people, stop. Don't come over here with that. Don't come over here, you know, projecting your insecurities off on me, trying to make me feel bad, because I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to do something positive, and I'm just trying to follow the path that God laid out for me. You're mad at me about that? Okay. If you're mad, if you have a problem, you don't have the problem with me. You have the problem with God. And that's what we need to realize. You know, when people come against us, they're not coming against us personally. They think they are, but they're not coming against us. They're coming against the God in us. So if you find yourself, you know, having to deal with people like that are, you know, Shady McShaderson, like I said, and they just, you know, they're never happy for you. They can never celebrate with you what you're doing. You might need to rethink that relationship. And you might even find yourself saying, look, right now, we can't have a relationship. Love you. God bless you. See you at the conference, as Kev on Stage loves to say. But we can't do this right now. I'm not going to do this right now. And if you're going to argue, you're going to argue with yourself, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit up and argue with you about something that God told me to do. That's crazy. I'm not going to be trying to prove what God said to me, and that what I'm doing is what God said to do. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to do any of that. And the reason I say that is because I think about a lot of times in the Word where, you know, Jesus was with the disciples and people would be saying crazy stuff and doing crazy stuff. And half of the time, if you look back, if you read back on a lot of those passages, you will find that Jesus did not say anything. A lot of the time, he didn't respond to his critics until it was necessary to do so. But when he did, oh, you knew that you had been spoken to. You knew that you had been cut with that word. And so, you know, I say let's follow that same path. You know, we don't have to go around looking for confrontation, looking for arguments. looking for a fight. We don't have to do any of that. But when it is brought to you, pray about that thing and ask God, say, Lord, is this something that I need to address? Now, I do believe there are certain things that you're not going to have to ask the Lord, because you're going to know right off, Satan, I see you, and you're going to stop. You're going to stop right there. We're not doing this. But some other situations may be way more sensitive and in depth, and you may have to say, okay, Lord, how do you want me to handle this? Do I, it's just like when David and his men, when Ziklag had been overtaken, and David was like, Lord, do I pursue? And the Lord told him, yes, pursue and recover all. That's what he told him. So sometimes God will tell us, yeah, go handle that. And other times he'll be like, no, be still and know that I'm God. But we definitely need to recognize when people are coming at us. And as people like to say, when folks are coming for us, we need to recognize that, and we need to handle ourselves accordingly. Sometimes that's going to require saying something, and sometimes it won't. But we at least need to have our eyes open. And we do not need to let, as I said at the top of the talk, we don't need to let other people project their insecurities off on us. Okay? If you want to choose to be unhappy, do that by yourself. Okay? I'm not for that. I don't, it's enough going on in life in general and in the world in general to not be adding to the pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to voluntarily be miserable. That doesn't make any sense to me. And anything, I'm just keeping it real. Whatever I can avoid that's going to bring me misery or unhappiness, yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Like, I get it. It's some stuff that God is like, no, I need you to go through this because I need you to grow. But the stuff that he ain't requiring that of me, I'm going to exit stage right or left. Whichever one going to get me out the quickest. If he's not telling me I got to stay in there, or I have to, deal with a certain person and their words and stuff like that, I'm not going to do it. I don't have to do it. So just wanted to put that out there, y'all. I hope that you heard or experienced something encouraging in today's episode of Let's Talk. Because we really have to, we have to advocate for ourselves. We have to fight, consciously for our dreams and our aspirations and our goals. And we cannot allow people to come in and spew venom on that. And I get it. A lot of the time, people don't even realize what they're doing or why they're doing it. Like, they don't even realize that they are unhappy. Or even if they realize they're unhappy, they don't realize the depth of that unhappiness and that discontent with themselves. And because they don't realize that, they throw it off on you. And it's like, yeah, you're going to be unhappy with me. The devil is a lie. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I will get down in the trenches with you if that's what God requires. If he, gives me a word for you, or tells me to pray for you, or even puts in my heart to do something physical for you, to bless you in some type of way, I'm all for that, because I want to obey my Father. But all of that, misery loves company, that's out. That is out. So anyway, y'all, that's all I wanted to say. Again, it's Friday. I hope y'all had a great week. Hope you're winding down your week well. Enjoy this weekend, man. It was beautiful out here today. And y'all, let me tell y'all what happened to me today. And then I'm gonna be done. But earlier this morning, my husband told me, he said, hey, it's a package coming for me in a little bit, and I'm gonna be gone, so can you get it for me? I was like, yeah. I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, something you're gonna have to sign for. I just need you to sign for it and get it when it gets here. And I was like, oh, okay. And I really was not thinking anything of it. I honestly, I was thinking maybe it was something for his grill or his smoker, because you know my husband cooks outside a lot, and I thought maybe it was something for him to modify his grill or his smoker or whatever it is y'all men do. And so I thought it was something like that. So about an hour later, I went to the door. I had my pen. Just to tell you how not in that mindset I was, y'all. I went to the door, I got my pen, and I was even thinking, let me hurry up, because you know how these certified delivery people like to ring the doorbell one time and run off talking about you wasn't there, right? So I go to the door, swing the door open, and guess what was on the doorstep, y'all? Let me park my car before I tell you. Guess what was on the doorstep? My best friend from Texas. Yes. I live in North Carolina. My bestie from Texas was on my doorstep. Like, hey! Y'all, I jumped up and down. I screamed. I hollered. I was so happy. And then I cried because I was just so happy. She got me good. She surprised me. And, you know, she runs her own business. So she was just in town for a few hours for business. And she was like, I can't stay long. But, girl, you know, I wasn't going to be in the area and not come see my bestie. And I was like, you better have came and saw me. So it was just so good. It made my day, and just further solidified that God knows exactly what you need when you need it. Like, I knew I needed to see my best friend, and we FaceTime sometimes, and stuff like that, but it's just nothing like seeing a person in person. I feel the same way about my family. Like, me and my family, we don't get to see each other that often because we live so far away, but yeah, I love seeing my people. But when she showed up on my doorstep, I was like, you got me. You got me. So that was what happened to me today. So I hope and pray that you guys have some type of experience like that, either today or this weekend, that brings you joy. And just really lets you know. Ooh, sorry, y'all. My chapstick is trying to gather, so if y'all saw that, just please forgive me. But I pray that y'all have an experience like that just lets you know that God loves you. That just reminds you that you are not alone, you're not by yourself, and you're not without love. God loves you, and he cares about you. He knows exactly what you need. So I love y'all. Hope y'all have an amazing weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.